There once was a famous singer named Emily Rose. She was young, talented, and beautiful. Her voice was sweet and smooth, and people all over the world loved her songs. Every time she released a new album, her fans rushed to buy it. Emily's concerts were always sold out, and her fans screamed with joy when they saw her on stage. One of those fans, however, was not like the others. His name was Tom, and he was a crazy fan. Tom was a young man in his 20s who lived in a small town. He had never met Emily, but he felt like he knew her. He had all her albums, posters, and even a t-shirt with her face on it. He listened to her songs every day and watched every interview she gave. Tom would spend hours on social media talking about how much he loved Emily. He even sent her messages every day, hoping she would reply. But Emily was too busy to notice. She had millions of fans, and Tom was just one of them. One day, Tom heard that Emily was going to perform in a big concert near his town. He couldn't believe his luck. He saved all his money to buy a ticket. The day of the concert arrived, and Tom was more excited than ever. He dressed in his best clothes and put on the t-shirt with Emily's face. When he arrived at the concert, the crowd was huge. Thousands of people were waiting to see Emily perform. Tom pushed his way to the front of the stage, determined to get as close to her as possible, when the lights went out and the music started. The crowd roared. Emily walked on stage, looking more beautiful than ever. She smiled and waved to her fans as she started singing. Tom couldn't take his eyes off her. He felt like she was singing just for him. As the concert went on, Tom grew more and more obsessed. He screamed her name, waved his arms, and jumped up and down, hoping to catch her attention. Suddenly, Tom had an idea. He thought that if he could just get on stage and talk to Emily, she would notice him and maybe even fall in love with him. Without thinking, he climbed over the barrier and ran towards the stage. The security guards saw him and tried to stop him, but Tom was fast. He jumped onto the stage and ran towards Emily. The crowd gasped in shock. Emily was in the middle of singing when she saw Tom running towards her. She froze for a moment, unsure of what to do. The security guards quickly grabbed Tom and pulled him away, but not before he shouted, "Emily, I love you." The concert was stopped for a few minutes while the security team dealt with Tom. He was taken away. But the memory of that moment stayed with him forever. He couldn't believe he had actually been on stage with Emily, even if it was just for a few seconds. Later, when Tom was sitting in a small room at the concert hall, waiting for the police to arrive, he couldn't stop smiling. He felt like he had done something special, something no other fan had done. But deep down, he also knew that what he had done was wrong. He had scared Emily and ruined the concert for many people. After that night, Tom was banned from attending any of Emily's concerts. He was heartbroken, but he realized that being a fan didn't mean acting crazy. It meant supporting someone you admire from a distance. Over time, Tom learned to control his obsession. He still listened to Emily's music, but he no longer felt the need to be noticed by her. As for Emily, she continued to perform and make music. She never forgot the crazy fan who ran on stage, but she also knew that most of her fans were kind and respectful. She was grateful for their love and support, but she also valued her privacy. In the end, both Emily and Tom learned important lessons. Emily learned that fame comes with both good and bad experiences, and Tom learned that admiration should have limits. Sometimes, the best way to show love is from afar, without crossing any boundaries.